None of us like to be embarrassed. However, it happens to all of us. In this video, I'm going to talk about how you can better respond when you are embarrassed. And believe me, it has happened to me more times than I would like to admit. First of all, the key to remember is some people are more easily embarrassed than other people. Some people are able to just brush it off. They may do something or say something that is embarrassing, but it's just for a fleeting moment. And then they go on to the next thing and they've forgotten about it. They're not really easily embarrassed. Then there's other people on the other extreme who tend to be very easily embarrassed and overthink about it and over dramatize internally whenever they're embarrassed. I tend to be on that end myself because I am an overthinker. So if you can identify with that, then this video is for you. First of all, one of the best things that you can do when you have done something or said something to embarrass yourself, or not done or not said something, is to announce the obvious. To actually say, well, that was embarrassing, or, well, I'm pretty embarrassed about this. The reason why it's good to do that is because when you think about it, the emotion of embarrassment makes us want to hide. That's the natural reaction to that emotion. However, when we're announcing that we're embarrassed or that we feel embarrassed, then we're bringing it out into the open. So we're not hiding. And when that happens, it's going to make us feel less embarrassed because we're not hiding. And next, if you've done something or said something embarrassing that's really harmless, then the best thing to do is to laugh about it. Laugh about it out loud, because you've not done anything to harm anybody else. You've not done anything that negatively impacts another person, and to just laugh out loud about it. Believe me, all of us have had situations where we've tripped in public and it's embarrassing, but to actually laugh about it, of course, if you're not hurt, all of us have been in situations where we've looked and we've thought someone is waving at us, and we wave back only to realize that they were waving at someone who was behind us. And it can be one of those situations that, of course, is a little bit embarrassing, but to actually laugh about it will relieve some of the seriousness externally and internally. What you're communicating when you laugh out loud about something when you're embarrassed is that it's not bothering you. Even if it initially is bothering you internally, when you laugh out loud, you're sending to your brain a signal that it's really not that big of a deal. And next, but what about those times when you have said or done something embarrassing that does impact another person, and it's not something that would be appropriate to just laugh off? So what can you do in that situation? Always initiate communication with that other person, even if you're not sure. Maybe you feel like you've done or said something embarrassing and you're not sure if you've offended them or disappointed them, or maybe they didn't even notice in the first place. But if you're wondering, to actually initiate communication with that person, to be able to say, hey, I feel like I said or did something that might have been inappropriate, or I feel like I might have said something that it was embarrassing, and getting that person's feedback. And if you did do something that was wrong or offended the other person, then to make sure and apologize for it. But a lot of times they will respect the fact that you took the initiative and have gone to them. And it helps you internally to not worry about it and wonder, is this person upset at me, or did I do or say something inappropriate? And next, actually write down the embarrassing thing that you said or you did, just for yourself. So what you're doing is you're journaling. This has helped me so much, because in my head, I may think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I embarrassed myself so much. And then I'm writing out the situation. And when I'm looking at it on paper written down, it doesn't look that bad nearly as much as it feels internally in my emotions. And once I'm looking at the whole situation, I'm realizing this is not that big of a deal. So when it comes to embarrassment, realize that that emotion lingers longer within us than with other people. Other people aren't remembering the times that we have totally embarrassed ourselves, or even if they do remember it, over time, it's not as crystal clear. It's not as big of a deal as it is at that time. So people are going on, they're thinking about other things rather than thinking about the embarrassing thing that we said or we did. I hope that these tips have helped you over time. They have certainly helped me. And if you know of someone who needs to see this video, I hope you'll share it and I hope you'll subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.